Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. I have no idea whether this is actually going to load here or not with YouTube. Kevin and I are trying something different, and I was absent yesterday because my local utility said that they were going to shut the power down here locally yesterday, so I didn't do anything. And it turns out, of course, they didn't. And I ended up basically wasting a day. So they might do it today here, and I warned people through the daily brief that it might happen then. I'll warn you all now, it might happen now, and that would suck. But anyway, I'll try my best. That's all I can do. Let's see if YouTube's working here. Oh, it is. Awesome. Maybe if I F11 this, it might actually be a better picture. The only problem is I jump around screens. Just quick boo at the dashboard. This is what we often like to look at here just to get our sort of head on straight to start the day. You can see we got a cute little sort of head fake buy signal there coming out of the data yesterday. I want to see it, give me a nice close here. You can feel, though, that the whole market wants to rally here. I just don't know whether the big stocks, whether they're ready to go. And, maybe this is more macro kind of stuff. A lot of the little ones, oh, my goodness. So a couple of our OGs are trading warrants. They got like an 8x off this morning through the daily brief on one of their warrants. You can just feel people are just itching to buy. It's quite incredible. Having said that, we might find that cart before the horse. And, if we get a whole bunch of news over the weekend that COVID's going nuts, because I'm hearing that Europe's starting to go ape shit over cases. And here locally in BC, hell, the sky is still gray. We're still living in this smoke world. And the number of cases are ramping up here locally. So strap on your seatbelts, folks. I was feeling like maybe the market wanted to turn up, but if we just crap out here, that might be it. I'd like to see this nice and close solidly above our moving averages to really tell me, okay, we are in rally mode. Right now, as it is, and I kind of think what happened here following the Fed is a whole bunch of position squaring. So, Fed announcement was through the week, big up moves and big down moves. And at the end of it, it's just sort of a big hurry up and do nothing. For the purposes of our conversation here, risk on, risk off, this should be a risk on day if we really are crapping out here. So we'll keep an eye on this. Did find, our currency traders. We have a fun little currency trading room, and they were having a lot of fun through the week because that, often, futures traders, it's not a bad idea to just sort of pick your levels and your fights through the week. And I think following that Fed announcement meeting, that was the trade of the week. You can sort of see how these levels really came in for the horizontal support and resistance club. And then here we are. Today happens to be what's called a quadruple witching day. A whole lot of stuff expiring. Options on stocks, index options, commodity contracts, index options. Just a whole litany of different products are expiring today. They often say that usually the day before the options expiry, that's where most of the business is done. And then, especially on a quadruple witching, we're just sort of paint a very quiet end to the week. And you can really see that in currency land. I think everybody just had to breathe a sigh of relief following the Fed because it was a wild, wild market there. With regard, and actually I had a really interesting conversation with the lounge where I think they're actually setting the retail public up here a little bit. They into the New York Open this morning, they had the U.S. dollar screaming higher and stocks gapping lower. That was a trap. This morning, they had the U.S. dollar screaming down, stocks screaming up. But I think that was a trap too, buying and selling against highs and lows. And, the market, And I think the stock market people, you can see, and we really probably want to watch how the tech stocks are going to act through here, because everybody's in love with them of late. And you can see on the week we're sort of sliding lower here. We had the potential. You can see there was a fight potential here to hold these lows, turn back up, and away we go. And the buyers just haven't shown up here. So it's a pretty tough market there to call bottoms in tech. But the interesting thing is there's like intermediate names. Like here's a fun one. And that chart doesn't look like that, does it? I mean, it looks totally different. What the hell's going on here? Crazy capitalist. I mean, look at this cute little venture stock. Oh, my goodness. Look at the volume coming in on this guy here and the momentum. Oh, my goodness. So this is the kind of breadth I'm sort of talking about, where the broader market looks like it wants to rally. But, the indexes right now are dominated by, half a dozen really big names. And if they're not in rally mode and they've already, just look at something. You look at that chart, that to me looks like something that I can invest in, regardless of FA. But then you look at something like, I don't know, popular stock du jour or something like Amazon. That looks totally opposite. It looks totally different. So, in fact, actually, there's a couple stocks that I bought today. I even tweeted one out that very, very low share count. Here was one that I bought recently. That doesn't look like that Amazon chart. It looks totally different. This one right here. This is a fundamental name. Low share count. Insiders own tons of stock. You can see how washed out the market is here. And yet, it looks to me like smart money's accumulating. This down move on no volume here, that to me looks like it's just a sucker's play. They're just washing out retail. So these are the kind of, that doesn't look like that Amazon chart. It looks exact opposite. And does this thing have any room to move up here? Like I said, the fundamental story isn't bad. And they've actually got a half decent product. So these are the kind of places I'll go and put some money to work. But, the big high flying names of late, I can't touch that stuff. Can't touch this. And probably we're going to see that in big stock indexes. Actually, it's interesting to see S&P 500 here, like the big index. You can almost see. Remember, this is where, I guess COVID really is serious. And oh boy, we got to shut things down and all that. Like I said, the news coming out of Europe now is they're starting to talk about, we better shut shit down now. Could we go through one of these very normal sort of A, B, C, Ds lower here? I think so. And of course, my next big pivot day is out here in November. So, and I think that's the opportunity to just sort of, take some of the high flyers, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails. Gotta tell you, the one market that just keeps astounding me, and it's fun. I mean, it's an interesting experiment. I didn't put any real money. Keep in mind, I don't want to be long oil. We talked, I think this was our fourth attempt at trying to pick tops, as somebody sort of made fun of me on social media the other day. I don't know what's going to happen here. 50% rule, that's our target. I like the futures trade level here. This is just a continuous contract. I don't know whether we're going to work our way all the way down to 27. But we had said recently that we're going to short this and we're going to put our stop at scratch because we don't still want to see a winning trade turn into a losing trade. Could you make the argument inside bar, nice doji? Hey, why don't you just get out here and lock in some profits? Sure. But I'm not a hypocrite. I just want to do exactly what I said I was going to do with you guys. So stop is still at scratch. And if that gets hit, well, then we'll just say, well, we didn't do a win on that one. And we're just going to have to wait for the next bus for the next setup. Again, and also too, right? Everybody remember edutainment. What's the purpose of these videos? Hopefully it's to practice my stand-up comedy routine, right? Anyway, really be interesting to see. And this would be a beautiful testament if we came up, filled in this gap right here. So basically everything's done. And we doji out and roll back over here because the stock market's breaking apart and this level never gets traded to. We'll see what happens. Only time will tell. I will say, our TRISOF club, these guys are chomping on the bit on energy names here, which I do find quite amusing. I don't know how they're doing on those trades, and really I don't want to know. But I know some of them were pretty jazzed about some energy stocks. Now, this is interesting because I do like the idea of this gold bot. This would make more sense to me, especially if this oil has topped out. And I see this gold bot is just slowly, day by day, getting a little bit firmer and a little bit firmer. 1 low, 2 lows, 3 lows, 4 lows. You can really see the coil is really building here. And actually, I made reference to this recently about the yen. It put in a hell of a coil, and it has just exploded higher. In fact, actually, I was on that old prop firm that I used to work for years and years and years ago, and I was chatting in their public room. Holy crap, do you see the coil happening on the yen here? So there it is. And wow, has it been a move? So, if this is historically accurate at all, we should see a move higher in the bonds, and you can almost see the same pattern in the gold market. This actually should be a little, hey, guys, pay attention. Looks to me like the gold market wants to take off here. I don't know. We'll see. Edutainment. Maybe that was the comic line for today's video. Who knows? But gee whiz, if you're a gold bug, that you got to be happy with that. All you got to do is just give me a nice big fat volume candle, breaking out these W's, and as I sort of pointed out for you guys, I think this bot here, where's that going to take us? Looks like it wants to take us up into this 2300 area. And that would correspond with what we're seeing out of the yen. So the setup is sitting there. I don't know whether I want to go hunt, setup. I might look at some gold charts through the weekend, see if they're firming up here. Fascinating. What I do find interesting about this is if this does crap out and M out, I think you can actually make the argument that there are other metal markets that are probably a better short right now. And specifically, I'm kind of thinking about that silver. So, if the market does break, you can't say, well, there weren't markets that were setting up shorts. I mean, it's the way markets go, right? Where are we here? I thought I had it on here somewhere. There it is. So, maybe we bought out here and rock and roll. I suppose you could draw out bot levels on the silver. This little empire top is still working, and wow, what a fight going on there in the silver pits right now, eh? Just an absolute war. Probably if you're a bull, what you really want to see is you want to see this trend line taken out, and it's still a bit higher here, eh? And then what you really want to see is you want to see a W on the other side of this trend line to say, yep, we're ready to rock and roll. So, like I said, if I was sort of, I want to place bets. If the metals market's crapping out, all right, I got a silver put on the books. If the gold bot's working, I'll go buy a gold call. That's sort of the way I'm kind of thinking here. And, just let the chips fall where they may. Or, I don't have a long here, but I could definitely start warming to the idea that the gold is trying to set up a long if we break out up through that level and that bot fire. So we got so many higher lows there now. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, 2020. Like, I actually expect all of this shit to go parabolic into the end of the year here. It's exactly what should happen here. Maybe that means US dollar has to really crap out hard. Tough to say. But I am expecting this shit to move higher here into like November, December. So we'll see what happens. Back to your stuff. Junior market's kind of a bit soft. We had that counter trend rally, big double bottom. So we got something working there. Like I said, I am seeing a number of little stocks kind of want to move up here. And actually, I went and put some money to work here. It is September. It's not the best seasonal time of year. But like that my size stock, I don't mind nibbling away at the bottom ends of ranges here, kind of like what I've been doing on cryptocurrencies and a lot of these altcoins. And just slowly accumulate. You certainly don't have to bet the farm on anything here. Let's see. Over on crypto in particular, I don't know whether I'm really overly bullish here. We have been talking for the past week or two that we really should expect some sort of counter trend rally. And really, ideally, the trade, if you will indulge me, I think is going to be actually a kiss of this underside level. I'm not quite sure what level I want to use there, but I definitely like those candle closing body levels there. Mountain Man, he gets his fill. He's nice and happy. Reload zones, top of value. This whole profile. Remember, we talked about how we desperately needed to get filled in. But as I was kind of explaining to the community today here, we're just parked on this scan angle. I got a sneaky suspicion that whatever the resolution of this, we maybe have that nice little pop up into the shorting window. Weekend, feeling like DeFi starting to get a little bit sexier again. They're going to try and pump these things a little bit through the weekend. That's my feeling. I don't know. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. But as you can see, actually, from a Bitcoin perspective, we actually have pretty clear levels here defined now. So we do have potential inside bar, and it is right off that, again, angle. So inside bar fail, bull bear battle lines. We're probably done with this rally. Have to pull back a bit, clean this up, maybe even fill in the profile a bit. If we can hold these lows, turn back up, get our butt back above this scan angle, maybe even break like lower time frame downtrend lines that might be coming in here. Then maybe got something to work with for trend continuation higher. It's but as I showed you off those higher time frame charts, this is not an area where I really want to bet the farm. Interesting. So I think the market's working off of this, and of course our rule, great example of our rule, right? So we want to see W's on the other side of this trend line. So that's not good enough. That's only half a W. Give me a big honking W now that we're on the other side of this trend line. Right now, I think we're caught. And you can see those bull bear battle lines. Break above there. That's obviously your bull line. Break below there. There's your bear line. And keep in mind, this is drawn just off of today's price action. So I don't know what's going to happen here. New York might come in here. I mean, just looking at this chart, if you were like a Chicago floor trader, and let's say you took reload longs through here and you're just a rock star, and maybe I bought these double bottoms, we're heading into the weekend. Does that kind of make sense? Maybe they're lightening up a little bit heading into the weekend. It makes perfect sense to me. So, I'm from Missouri. If this thing really is a bull, show me. Show me nice big fat W's over here, break through our bull bear battle lines, and away we go. It's pretty simple, actually. And I think I've told you repeatedly, I can't justify investing in Bitcoins at anywhere above, I don't know, in my opinion, anywhere above, say, about $7,000 a coin. I think you're overpaying. But that's just Brian's opinion, so fucking what? Altcoins, greater majority of the altcoins not really doing a hell of a lot. Obviously, the DeFi story, sort of the story du jour. We did put in this W here recently on this shitcoin perp index. It's a pretty good proxy for the space. If this gets broken, then look out below. And you can see, of course, we already have an M already working there. So, if you're going to look at these names in particular, this Lend is very popular. I get the feeling that this short is still just working away. There's nothing that's changed here. This might just be exactly like the crude oil, right? We come down, we consolidate, the market runs out of sellers, inside bar, doji, blah, 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 and we counter trend rally our way right back up top. Totally possible. Like this harmonic setup, you want to take partial profits at 38.2 and just stop at scratch on remaining, and you're just going to let the wind blow. Who knows where the hell this damn thing's going to go? And kind of like I showed you with that shit perp index, right? If these lows just can't hold, we're probably going to see more selling in this space. Also, too, pretty popular name of late, this Link. Keep an eye on him. This one actually does have a short setup, just working away. Move stop to scratch on this particular setup. You can see the market has actually now put in new bearish structure on the loss of this channel midpoint. My hunch is we're probably going to see this whole area, the profile, filled in here. But we might just fall right out of bed into the bot objective. Mountain Man, original market structure, blah, 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 blah. You've heard it 100 times from me before. Here, this is a great analogy of a trader's life. Had you had the balls, and there were a lot of people who were quite critical of me talking about shorts on these things a week or so ago. Had you had the balls to take this, your stop would be at scratch right now, and there's really nothing for you to do here. You're just going to let the trade just work. And, kind of like what I told you with that lend, it's sort of like, well, you've already made a bit of money. You've got a huge paper profit, but so what? It's just a paper profit. Just the trade's working. Oh boy, be careful on this dot. Wow, that looks dangerous. Go slowly here, people. This is a dangerous, dangerous market. So there's your market summary. Party, Brian. You're just full of cheer today. For little old ladies, nanny nibbles, just hunt your reload zone, slowly accumulate. I don't really see any huge hurry to take massive risk in the market. Actually, I find it really interesting that the other day I had a stink bid on a bear ETF, and I was bitching and complaining about not getting filled. And actually, in the euphoria here the other day, I got filled on this crazy option. So a little bit fortunate, I think. But at the same time, too, remember I bought some of these Crude stocks. They're not doing anything right now. It's just sort of flatlining here. So, I like taking shots, but at the same time, too, I'll buy some insurance. You never know what the hell's going to happen in this world. So slow and steady wins a race. I'd often said that I was very, very fearful of how the public was going to perceive the professional financial advising community through this cycle apex. It's going to get crazy. And ironically enough, I actually think the best thing for the public to do is, your dollar cost averaging, you rooting for lower prices so that you can buy more with your set dollar purchase amount once a month, once every couple months kind of thing. Little old lady nibbling against bottom ends of ranges in altcoin land. Love that kind of idea. Love hunting good quality fundamental stories, the VCIM, buying where insiders are buying. I don't mind playing the market technically, but you have to understand, if you're going to play those kind of setups, things like the little cruise line stock that I bought here recently, if this fails, I am so gone here. I am not in love with this. I bought this little inverted head and shoulders. If it breaks down, I'm gone. There's not really much to do even here. So slow and steady wins the race. Try and build your plan, right? If you have a plan, you can look back and go, well, how did I do actually following my plan? Uh-oh. It looks like our bull bear battle line. They're going after the bear line here. If you like to be long, that's okay. But just understand that at some point the bull, it has to take a pause. So you have to be damn disciplined about risk management. And if you have to book a few losses just because you took some shots and the market broke, well, so be it. It's not really that big of a deal. You've seen how many banging out doubles I've done over the years. Yeah, there'll be another bull in a few days, weeks, months. But you can't push a chain, right? When it comes in, it comes in. And right now, I think, let's go slowly here. All right. I think that's my message. We'll do a broiler chicken show, I guess, on Sunday. We have a new level 1 program. Well, actually, the whole new school is starting up this week. So we're going to be busy in classes through today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And by all means, I think actually we still have the 30-day trial on the site. So if you feel like participating, getting to know us a little bit better, that might be something you might want to consider. I think the links are included in the video description here. All right, everybody, have yourselves a great day. Good luck in following your plans. PMA for the win. Slow and steady wins a race. Don't take any wooden nickels. And always try and spit out at least 1 or 2 cliches a day to make you feel better. All right, everybody, all the best. And Kevin, if you could take us out of here, the only thing left for Brian for say right here is bye for now.